One of the biggest lies banks tell us is that our money grows in our bank accounts. The truth is, while the amount of money increases due to interest, its real value doesn't. With inflation skyrocketing and bank interest rates trailing far behind, keeping your cash in the bank is like watching your wealth slowly evaporate. In this video, we're going to share 6 types of assets that can protect you from this wealth erosion and help you build generational wealth. Let's start with the first one. 1. God's money: gold, silver, and platinum. Gold, silver, and platinum, often referred to as God's money, have been trusted for centuries as stores of value. One reason money is considered valuable is because it can hold value over time. However, with governments printing more money to cover their deficits, the value of paper currency, like the dollar, becomes unpredictable. This is why financial experts recommend investing in assets that are truly scarce and can't just be created at will. The wealthy understand this, which is why they always keep a portion of their portfolio in precious metals. Precious metals like gold, silver, and platinum tend to increase in value, especially when inflation is out of control. To give you an idea, before the 1950s, an ounce of gold cost around $400. Today, in 2023, that same ounce is worth over $2,000. According to PrimeXBT's gold forecast, by 2032, the price could hit $10,000 per ounce. That means in just 10 years, your gold investment could potentially grow 5-fold. While the value of cash declines, gold keeps appreciating. The same goes for other precious metals. If you're looking to add gold to your portfolio without holding physical gold, you can invest in gold ETFs. These are affordable investment options that track the price of gold without requiring you to store the metal yourself. 2. Industrial commodities. Another valuable asset class is industrial commodities, raw materials that are essential for various industries. While precious metals are prized for their rarity, they also have practical uses. Take silver, for instance. It's not just a valuable metal, it's used in electronics, medical equipment, and even nuclear reactors. Other metals like cobalt, nickel, and copper are in high demand because of their unique properties, which are difficult to replace with alternatives. These industrial commodities play a crucial role in manufacturing and technology, making them indispensable. The demand for cobalt has surged dramatically, mainly because it's a key component in producing batteries for electric vehicles. As a result, cobalt prices have skyrocketed from $20,000 per ton in 2012 to $40,000 in 2022, a 100% increase in just 10 years. This makes industrial commodities like cobalt an attractive asset to include in your portfolio during high demand periods. However, investing directly in raw materials can be challenging. Most people don't have the means to buy and store these materials or find the right buyers. A more accessible option is investing in mining stocks, such as those of Rio Tinto, or through mining-focused mutual funds. You can also gain exposure to these commodities through financial instruments like futures and options. 3. Safe haven currencies. In a world dominated by fiat currencies, where no currency is backed by gold, geopolitical stability becomes a crucial factor when choosing where to invest. The wealthy often store their money in Swiss banks because Switzerland boasts one of the most stable economies and political environments. As a result, the Swiss franc is considered a safe haven currency during times of global turmoil. We've seen this during past crises. In the 2008 global financial meltdown and the 2009 Eurozone debt crisis, significant funds moved into Switzerland to avoid wealth erosion from depreciating currencies. The Swiss franc also serves as an alternative to the US dollar in international trade. For example, during the Russia-Ukraine conflict, when the US imposed sanctions on Russia's energy trade, Russia conducted transactions in Swiss francs. This boosted demand for the Swiss currency, leading to a sharp appreciation. In early 2023, 1 Swiss franc was worth 1.1074 US dollars, multiplying the wealth of franc holders overnight. Other stable currencies, such as the British pound and Chinese yuan, also act as solid stores of value. And while not everyone can open a Swiss bank account, smaller investors can still gain exposure to these currencies through currency ETFs and forex brokers, like Forex.com, with as little as $100. 4. Sovereign guarantees. Have you ever noticed the phrase "this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private," printed on the dollar? Since 1971, when President Nixon ended the gold standard, the dollar became backed solely by the U.S. government's promise, making it legal tender by law. This gave the dollar value as a medium of exchange, and we began accepting it as a form of repayment for goods and services. Today, no fiat currency is backed by physical assets like gold, but they are still supported by the full faith and credit of their governments. In simple terms, the stability of your money is tied to the strength of the government that issues it. This is why investing in assets with a sovereign guarantee, such as government bonds, can be a valuable way to preserve wealth. Governments are typically the last entities to default on debt. If a government defaults, the entire nation would be at risk, so stable governments do everything in their power to avoid that. One of the safest ways to invest with a sovereign guarantee is through government securities, also known as G-SECs. However, it's important to only invest in G-SECs from countries with strong credit ratings. Remember the 2009 sovereign debt crisis in Greece? It required a bailout from the IMF, Eurogroup, and ECB to prevent a total collapse. Investing in stable government bonds can help you avoid such risks. Banks often tell us one of the biggest lies that our money grows in our bank accounts. While it may increase in number due to interest, it doesn't grow in value. With inflation outpacing bank interest rates, keeping cash in the bank is like watching your wealth shrink. Unlock wealth in 90 days with the wisdom of a 7,000-year-old wizard. The Wealth Wizard's Secrets to be rich. Achieving wealth in 90 days helps you overcome limiting beliefs, reprogram your mind, and set clear goals. This transformative guide, packed with motivational stories and practical exercises, is your path to prosperity. Get it now for the promotional price, available only today. Click on the pinned comment link and start your journey to wealth now. In this video, we'll reveal 6 types of assets that can protect you from this erosion and help you build intergenerational wealth. 1. God's money: gold, silver, and platinum. Gold, silver, and platinum, often referred to as God's money, have been trusted for centuries as stores of value. While governments today print more money to cover their deficits, paper currency like the dollar becomes increasingly unstable. This is why financial experts recommend investing in assets that are scarce and can't just be created at will. The wealthy understand this and always reserve part of their portfolio for precious metals. These metals rise in value when inflation spikes. For instance, an ounce of gold, which cost $400 before the 1950s, is priced above $2,000 today. According to PrimeXBT, this could climb to $10,000 by 2032, meaning your gold investment could increase 5-fold in the next 10 years. If you're not keen on buying physical gold, you can invest in gold ETFs, which allow you to profit from gold price movements without the hassle of storing it. 2. Industrial commodities. Cobalt, copper, silver, and nickel are not only valuable but indispensable in modern industries. For example, cobalt is crucial for producing batteries in electric vehicles. This has driven cobalt prices from $20,000 per ton in 2012 to $40,000 in 2022, a 100% increase in trace in just 10 years. Investing in industrial commodities can significantly boost your portfolio during high-demand periods. If buying raw materials directly isn't feasible, consider investing in mining company stocks, mutual funds focused on industrial metals, or even futures and options. 3. Safe haven currencies. In today's world of fiat currencies, geopolitical stability is crucial. The Swiss franc, for example, is considered a safe haven currency due to Switzerland's strong economy and political neutrality. During crises, such as the 2008 financial meltdown or the Eurozone debt crisis, investors moved funds to Swiss banks to avoid currency depreciation. As a result, the Swiss franc appreciated significantly, boosting the wealth of those holding it. Other strong currencies, like the British pound and Chinese yuan, can also serve as stable stores of value. If opening a Swiss bank account isn't possible, you can invest in currency ETFs or use forex brokers to gain exposure with minimal capital. 4. Sovereign guarantees. If you look closely at a dollar bill, it reads, "This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private." Since 1971, the dollar has been backed by the U.S. government's promise rather than gold, making it legal tender. This means your money is as secure as the government backing it. Investing in assets backed by sovereign guarantees, like government bonds, is one of the safest ways to preserve your wealth. Governments are typically the last to default on their debt. In the US, you can invest in treasury bills, notes, and bonds, which offer better returns than leaving cash in the bank, all while being backed by the strength of the US economy. 5. Value stocks and mutual funds. Treasury investments are safe but offer lower returns compared to stocks. For those looking for higher returns with reasonable risk, value stocks are a solid option. Unlike growth stocks, which are riskier because they rely on the success of new ideas or technologies, value stocks are based on established industries. For instance, Nucor, which deals in industrial metals, offers stable dividends and steady price appreciation. However, researching individual value stocks can be time-consuming. To simplify this, consider dividend-focused mutual funds, like the Vanguard High Dividend Yield Index Fund, which provides steady returns and is affordable for retail investors. 6. Land and real estate. Land is considered a non-depreciating asset because it's scarce and always in demand. From homes and schools to factories and commercial spaces, the need for land is ever present. As the population grows, so does the demand for land and real estate, making these assets excellent hedges against inflation. For example, housing prices tripled between 1992 and 2020, even after a significant dip during the 2008 financial crisis. However, most small investors think about real estate later in life, often in the context of buying a home. But you can start gaining real estate exposure much earlier by investing in REITs, real estate investment trusts, which are like mutual funds for property. One popular REIT is Ventas Inc., VTR, which invests in healthcare real estate such as senior housing and hospitals. Alternatively, you could invest in rental properties and have the rent cover your mortgage and expenses while generating a profit. 7. Collectibles. Finally, we have collectibles: vintage cars, rare art, luxury handbags, and limited edition watches. While regular cars lose value the moment you drive them off the lot, vintage cars become more valuable over time, just like fine wine. For example, a 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR a Longhot Coupe sold for an astounding €135 million in 2022. Similarly, art can fetch astronomical prices. Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi was sold for $450 million at a Christie's auction in 2017. These unique items are timeless stores of value, fetching huge returns if you find the right buyer. For average investors, platforms like Whatnot allow you to trade collectibles like rare baseball cards, comic books, and action figures. You can even invest in fractional ownership of collectibles through platforms like Rally and Masterworks. Beyond collectibles, another rising trend for investors is the world of digital assets and NFTs, non-fungible tokens. These digital collectibles are unique tokens stored on a blockchain, representing ownership of art, music, virtual real estate, and more. NFTs have gained massive popularity for their scarcity and uniqueness, making them a potential goldmine for savvy investors. Platforms like OpenSea and Rarible allow you to explore and invest in these digital assets. However, it's essential to do thorough research and understand the risks, as the NFT market can be volatile and speculative. Another key asset class worth considering is intellectual property IP rights. You can actually invest in things like music royalties, film rights, and patents, which generate passive income over time. For example, platforms like Royalty Exchange allow investors to buy shares in the royalties of popular songs or albums, providing a steady stream of income from the media's success. This type of investment offers diversification and can be a great addition to your portfolio, especially if you're looking for unique ways to generate consistent returns. Lastly, don't overlook the value of diversifying your portfolio with peer-to-peer lending. By lending money to individuals or small businesses through platforms like Lending Club or Prosper, you can earn solid returns on your investment. Unlike traditional savings accounts, these platforms give you the chance to be the bank, offering higher interest rates while helping entrepreneurs and individuals achieve their financial goals. Peer-to-peer lending is an excellent way to diversify your portfolio, balancing out other riskier assets with a more stable and predictable return. Did this video change your perspective? Let me know in the comments what you've learned, because I guarantee that after watching this, your path to abundance is wide open. I appreciate you, my apprentice, and until next time, stay wealthy.